What happens when a 6'5" monster weighing 352 pounds of pure muscle steps into the ring? Someone so intimidating that even one of boxing's greatest knockout artists, Mike Tyson, feared him?
Up here. Hey! They may call you Kid Dynamite. You mess with me, I'll put your fuse out. Hey! All sun ain't blood, punk. Where you at?
Bob Sapp, a towering giant with surreal strength, became a legend. But was he truly unstoppable? Today we'll revisit the journey of this powerhouse who at his peak struck fear into his opponents and conquered Hollywood. Get ready, because Bob Sapp's story is wilder than you can imagine. Born in the United States, Robert Malcolm Sapp began his rise in kickboxing in 2002, quickly earning the nickname The Beast after demolishing his opponents with sheer brute strength. His reputation spread rapidly, and he became one of the most feared fighters in the world. In one of his early kickboxing matches, Sapp faced Ernesto Mr. Perfect Hoost, a seasoned fighter accustomed to defeating top contenders. But Bob feared no one. He entered the ring like a wild beast, and although Hoost had superior technique, Sapp showcased his raw power. It was an all-out demolition, proving that sheer physical strength can be an unstoppable. Bob Sapp charged at Ernesto with fury, unleashing devastating punches and leaving no room for a counterattack. When Ernesto found his opening, he began to showcase his skills, landing low kicks that made Bob Sapp feel their power. But it didn't take long for Bob to resort to his tried and true brute strength. Following his victory over Hoost, Sapp continued his path of destruction. In his fight against Kimo Leopoldo, the American showcased his extraordinary power. Leopoldo tried to evade, but he couldn't escape Bob's punishing blows. In the end, Sapp's sheer strength prevailed, leaving Kimo on the canvas with a brutal knockout. Both fighters, possessing supernatural strength, exchanged precise punches relentlessly, their bodies nearing their limits. In the audience, a prominent spectator, Mike Tyson, was impressed by the brutal knockout he had just witnessed. He challenged Bob Sapp, leading to a chaotic scene on the ring, with Mike Tyson getting punched in the face by Sapp.
On! That pride belt and taking it from Nogala.
One of the craziest fights in MMA history was led by Bob Sapp, who faced the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu legend and one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time, Rodrigo Minotauro, at his peak. Bob proved to be incredibly dangerous, and Minotauro was literally brutalized in the fight. However, he managed to save himself thanks to his Jiu-Jitsu skills. Minotaro's face was already battered and swollen. His only hope to turn the tide was to rely on his jiu-jitsu.
今回やりたくないということを言ってた
ようにサップがどうしてもスタミナ切れがあるところで勝機をつかむノゲラなんですが10分というスタミナをね差し物ボブサップでもスタミナ切れこれを狙っていくかノゲラまだ完全に決まっていく
体が乗ってね腕が出ましたね
アームバーダスタイルで
難しいです
外れたこれでも決まらないですか
今のはそうですねうまく体勢がこうますよ
狙ってますね
10時ですよ止めますよ止めますよこれ止めます
さあどうだまだこらえている
止めますよ
止めます
止めます
The next to challenge Sapp was Akabono, a former sumo wrestler from Japan weighing over 440 pounds. However, it wasn't a title fight. It was more of a clash of egos, a fight for supremacy in the ring. Akabono, known for his incredible strength, tried to shake the American giant, but Bob withstood everything thrown his way. In the end, the beast showed who the real giant in the ring was. Next, it was Alan KV from Russia's turn to challenge Sapp, but like everyone before him, Alan quickly realized he was outmatched. With overwhelming strength, Bob crushed his opponent, bringing the fight to a swift end with a devastating blow. Bob Sapp's career in the ring began to decline, with a string of defeats drawing increasing attention. The fighter who once dominated as a wild beast in the ring now struggled to absorb even a few strikes before being knocked out or giving up. Accusations of fixed fights surfaced, with critics claiming he was only returning to new events for the paycheck. Bob Sapp may not have been the best fighter in the world of MMA, but his massive presence and devastating strength left a mark on the sport, and while he may not be an eternal legend in the ring, his Hollywood career remains strong. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. This was Julio on Cage Combat, a big hug and see you next time.